Hello friends, welcome to the video session on environmental pollution. Today let us see about solid waste. Now what is solid waste? Any garbage, refused materials, sludge from a waste treatment plant and other discarded materials like solids, semi-solids from industrial, commercial and mining, etc. created by human or animal activities are called solid waste. Now let us see what are the sources of this solid waste. Now the sources includes residential, dear friends, residences and homes where people live are some of the major sources of solid waste. It includes food waste, then plastics, then paper, then glass, leather, cardboard, metals, yard waste, ashes, bulky household items like electronics or batteries, etc. The solid waste which are entering into the environment as the source is residence, so residential solid waste. Then we have the solid waste coming from industry, so industrial solid waste. One is residential source, other one is industrial source. The industrial source, these industries are known to be one of the biggest contributors of solid waste, which may include light and heavy manufacturing industries, construction sites, fabrication plants, manufacturing industries. So manufacturing industries, the manufacture of plastics, manufacture of tires, manufacture of clothes, etc. Then construction industry or construction industry and construction sites. Then fabrication plants. Then refineries, power plants, then processing plants, mineral extraction, chemical plants, etc. These industries produce solid waste in the form of housekeeping waste. Then it also produces food waste, then packaging waste, then ashes, construction and demolition materials, special materials which are used as a primary source for their production, then medical waste as well as other hazardous waste. So many types of waste which are produced in the form of solid from industries. It is called industrial waste. Then we have the next source is commercial solid waste. Commercial buildings and facilities. In this case refers to hotels, then marketplaces, then restaurants, stores and office buildings, etc. So here also the plastics, food waste, the food waste is the common in all the categories. Then paper, glass, wool, cardboard and all these, including hazardous, which are all coming from commercial source. Then we have the source of solid in the form of institutional. institutional, from the institutes, from different academic buildings, or schools and colleges, including prisons, military barracks, and other government centers. So here also solid waste is produced. It may include glass, rubber waste, plastics, food waste, or it may include wood, paper, then metals, then cardboard materials, electronics, and some hazardous chemicals. So which are also coming out in the form of solid waste. Then we have demolition area, construction and demolition area, construction and demolition. Construction and demolition site also produces large amount of solid waste which are entering into the environment. Some of the solid waste produced in these places includes steel materials, mainly steel materials. These are the solid waste that are entering into the environment, and it may also include concretes, then wood, then rubber, copper wires, etc. Rubber, copper wires, etc. Then the solid waste may also come from agriculture, the crop plants or dairies, and are the solid waste which are coming from agriculture. The spoiled food, pesticide containers, and other hazardous materials which are coming from the agriculture field or the source. Then we have biomedical source, biomedical solid waste. This refers to the hospitals and biomedical equipment and chemical manufacturing firms. Some of the solid waste include syringes, then it includes bandages, then used gloves, then also includes drugs, paper, plastics, food waste, and some chemicals in the form of solid waste. All these require proper disposal or else they will cause a huge problem to the environment and the people in these facilities. Those who are nearby or utilizing other sources may be troubled because of this biomedical waste. And the last one is e-waste in the form of e-waste, electronic waste, e-waste or electronic waste. The term for electronic products that have become unwanted, non-working or discarded materials. E-waste is created from anything electronic. It may be computers or televisions or monitors or cell phones or VCRs or CD players or fax machines, printers, etc. Now these are all the sources. Mainly we have residential, then industrial, commercial, institutional, construction and demolition, from the agricultural, biomedical and e-waste. Dear friends, we have seen what is solid waste and what is the sources for solid waste. Now let us see what is solid waste management. So a lot of solid waste is produced mainly because of human and animal activities. Of course, it is entering into the environment and it is creating adverse effect. So how to manage it? What is solid waste management? So discipline associated with the control of generation, the production of waste, the storage of waste, collection, transport or transfer, processing and disposal of solid waste materials in a way that best addresses the range of public health, conservation, economics, aesthetic, engineering and other environmental consideration is called solid waste management. So how best we can handle the solid waste that is produced is called solid waste management. There are risks associated with the poor management of solid waste due to improper disposal of municipal solid waste on the roads and immediate surroundings. Biodegradable materials undergo decomposition, producing foul smell and become a breeding ground for disease vectors. Industrial solid wastes are the sources for toxic metals and hazardous waste that affect soil characteristics and productivity of soils. Toxic substances may percolate into ground and contaminate the groundwater. Burning of industrial or domestic waste. It may include pesticides, plastics, radioactive materials, and batteries, and it produces furans, dioxins, and polychlorinated biphenyl compounds that are harmful to human beings. Fine grained materials, pathogens, decomposition of waste generating greenhouse gases and other gases, dust, smoke causes air pollution. Overall, environmental degradation due to contamination of air, water, and soil, environment via gaseous emission, particulate matter, ashes, etc. So environment becomes irritated, the plants gets irritated, human beings gets irritated because of the waste management. If you don't manage it properly, then it causes so much a problem in the environment. It is not only the human beings are present in this universe, so we have other animals, plants. So all these system will suffer if we do not manage the solid waste properly. Dear friends, now let us see methods of waste disposal. Information and data on characteristics, physical and chemical properties of solid waste are important. So we have to first know the physical and chemical properties. Physical and chemical properties. So how to handle that physical, and what is the melting point, or it may be what are the actions of that solid waste with the environment, with water, with the surrounding environmental constituents, all these. So this data must be known, it's very important. Although there are many methods available to dispose of waste, now let us discuss one by one. The first one is landfills. Landfills. Throwing daily waste garbage in the landfills is the most popularly used method of waste disposal used today. This process of waste disposal focuses attention on burying the waste in the land. Now, what are the advantages of this land? Advantages of burying the waste in the land, what we call it as landfills. The process is very simple and economical. Segregation of waste is not required. Landfilled areas can be reclaimed and used for other purposes. Converts low-lying marshy waste land into useful areas. Natural resources are returned to soil and recycled. That are the advantages of landfilling. There are some disadvantages. Large area is required. Land availability is away from the town. Transportation costs are high. Leads to bad odor if landfill is not properly managed. Landfill areas will be sources of mosquitoes and flies, requiring application of insecticides and pesticides at regular intervals. Causes free hazard due to formation of methane in wet weather. Now these are all the disadvantages of landfills. When it comes to landfills, burying the waste in soil, we have mainly modern landfill methods and scientific landfill methods. In the modern landfill, garbage is basically spread out in thin layers, compressed and covered with soil. Modern landfills are designed in such a way that the bottom of the landfills is covered with the impervious liner, which is made up of several layers of thick plastic and sand. This layer protects the groundwater from being contaminated because of leaching or percolation. So in the scientific landfill method, this method is developed with the scientific design during construction. This method eliminates the risk of waste seeping underground, as the base layer is constructed of 90 meters of clay, thus arresting any seepage or leakage within the landfill. On top of the base layer, a drainage layer is made up of soil measuring 15 meters in length and a vegetative layer of 45 centimeters to minimize soil erosion. The presence of these layers ensures that leakage is collected before it seeps underground. This method is also reduce the production of methane, since the layers soak most of the impurities in the waste disposed. Generation of methane is also slower compared to the ordinary landfill. So methane can be considerably decreased in scientific landfill compared to the modern landfill technique. Under methods of waste disposal, we also have what is called composting. Composting is an easy and natural biodegradation process that takes organic waste, that is remains of plants and garden and kitchen waste, and turns into natural nutrient rich food for the plants. So decomposition of organic waste into humus like substance. Composting, normally used for organic farming, occurs by allowing organic materials to sit in one place for months until microbes decompose it. Composting is one of the best method of waste disposal, as it can turn unsafe organic products into safe compost. On the other side, it is slow process and it takes a lot of space. Steps involved in composting: mainly crude refuse is dumped into container, and iron or metallic particles are removed by magnetic separator. Then the material is transferred into wet condition of a rotary or cylinder. Then waste move from one end to other end, slow rotation of the cylinder, and air is introduced at low pressure throughout the length of the cylinder, where aerobic microorganism undergo rapid decomposition and aerobic condition, under aerobic condition. So these are the method used in where natural biodegradation process takes place. Under methods of waste disposal, we also have the method called recovery and recycling. The resource recovery is the process of taking useful discarded items for a specific next use. These discarded items are then processed to extract or recover materials and resources, or convert them to energy in the form of usable heat, electricity or fuel. Next method, we have plasma gasification. Plasma gasification is another form of waste management. Plasma is primarily an electrically charged or highly ionized gas. Lighting is one type of plasma which produces temperatures that exceeds 12,600 degree Fahrenheit. With this method of waste disposal, a vessel uses characteristic plasma torches operating at plus 10,000 degree Fahrenheit, which is creating a gasification zone till 3000 degree Fahrenheit for the conversion of solid or liquid waste into a syngas. During the treatment of solid waste by plasma gasification, the waste molecular bonds are broken down as a result of the intense heat in the vessel and the elemental components into elemental components. This form of waste disposal provides renewable energy and an assortment of other fantastic benefits. Then we have waste to energy method or recover energy method. Waste to energy process involves converting a non-recyclable waste items into usable heat, electricity or fuel through a variety of processes. Non-recyclable waste is converted into usable heat or electricity or into fuel by using a variety of processes. This type of source of energy is a renewable energy source, as non-recyclable waste can be used over and over again to create energy. It can also help to reduce carbon emissions by offsetting the need for energy from fossil sources. It is the generation of energy in the form of heat or electricity from waste. Then the last method we have avoidance, what we call it as avoidance or waste minimization method. Avoidance or waste minimization method. The easier method of waste management is to reduce creation of waste materials. So as far as possible, we are trying to reduce the generation of solid waste or waste materials, thereby reducing the amount of waste going to landfills. Waste reduction can be done through recycling old materials like jar, bags, repairing broken items instead of buying new one, avoiding use of disposal products like plastic bags, reusing second-hand items, and buying items that uses less designing. There are certain waste types that are considered as hazardous and cannot be disposed of without special handling, which will prevent contamination from occurring. Biomedical waste is one example of such. So converting or using the biomedical waste, so it can be converted into and it can be reused. So any solid waste or liquid waste which is generated during the diagnosis, treatment or immunization of human beings or animals, that we call it as biochemicals or so biomedical waste or biological waste. Now biological waste poses hazards due to two mainly principal reasons. One is toxicity, other one is infectivity. Now biomedical waste let us discuss in the next video. Till then, goodbye and take care, and thank you very much for listening to my video lecture on environmental pollution, mainly solid waste management. Once again, thank you.